Hello, everyone. How we doing tonight? And that is gray. Let me try that again. I changed a few setups, so hopefully we'll do well. Audio device. All right. I am doing great. Am I? Nice to see you in here. A little tired today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Had a big day and not a lot of good news. Had a lot of more unforgiving stuff happen today. A lot of not so fun stuff. Cute looking motherfucker. All right, Emil. All right. Well, thank you, I guess. Appreciate it as always. So yeah, just feeling a little bit tired overall, right? But you can only have good days. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's keep it PG out here. All right. Well, I mean, what you said was PG. What I thought, because of what you said, was not PG. So, let's keep it family friendly. At least I'm not recording the chat, so we're good. But yes, enough rambling, right? Let's get straight into today. He not wrong. All right, all right, all right. Whoa. Okay, I'm just gonna stop looking at chat for the next 2 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. As I said, feeling a little under the weather. Now, can we talk about this fucked up day? Right, let's be honest. Trump coming in, and it was today that Trump was going to be talking with our prime minister. I'm from Canada, in case you guys are wondering, and our prime minister, and also Mexico. And apparently they came over some deal. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really base my trading off of fundamentals. But what did we have this week? Well, just like last week, we had a huge new week opening gap, right? And what happens in that case? Well, two possible outcomes, just as there always are, right? What can happen? Well, we either expand away aggressively or we expand towards it aggressively. Basically, huge gaps are there because of volatility. So you can definitely tell when there is a huge gap that there will be a lot of volatility. Now, we still anticipate that price will trade within the same range, right? The same things we established in this weekend's call, right? So nothing changed, still expecting us to trade within this range, but now we went pretty aggressively higher. It's a big day, right? A large range day. Now, 3% is not too bad when we compare to previous week, and of course, looking back, right? We had some pretty huge days recently. But what we have to focus on is what were the high probability opportunities, right? But on a day like this, I would frame longs to go there. I also framed an intraday short. So of course, I anticipated that the distribution was going to be higher, but I did not expect that on Monday we were going to go back into it. I was looking for a profile exactly like last week. So Monday we go down and then we spend the rest of the week to go up, with Friday being the big up with NFP, right? This is not what we do, so I was wrong. I think I pretty much called it into existence yesterday. I said that I haven't lost on a Monday NFP yet, and well, today I lost. So I stopped myself at a loss. I just didn't want to be trading right after that pump from Trump that we'll be seeing here in a second. So first of all, new week opening gap. Let's draw our middle line right here and get that a little less in our face. There are indicators for this, by the way. I just don't want to be putting one on right now. Let's focus on our daily power of 3, right? What do we see? What do we know from our daily power of 3? Let me get actually that opening price in here too. Well, we open and it expanded right straight into a low. When we have a large gap, this is a high probability of being the low of day. That simple. We don't have to look further into it. This is what data tells us. Now, to go even further, we had SMT right afterwards, which is what we need for possible low of day, for a candidate, low of day candidate. That's what I used to call them beforehand when I first talked about this logic. I did forget the name of them. And by the way, if you guys can't see what I'm showing because of my cam, do let me know. I'm testing some stuff, taking some feedback from you guys, right? I have some people who talked to me about it and said that bottom left is perhaps not the best. Bottom right, if you want to tell me about size, all that stuff, you know, we're getting used to it. So slowly but surely, I want to up the quality of it. So do let me know if you have any feedback on that end. Was a bit better because I could move your head around. What did you say? You could move my head around. How am I supposed to understand that? I can't see what the minute chart you're using. That is true, actually. You know what? Let's move this down here, and then you can see my instrument. The other option would be down here. Can you guys see it as I updated it live? Yes, you can. So looking at something like this. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not here to be an influencer. It's going to be all over the place. So let's actually just test this. Leave this video like this and actually test it out. Right? We don't use ES too much. Let's try that bottom right. Top right might be more optimal. Maybe. You know what? Let's try them all. But now we're going to leave it at top right for a second. I don't really watch too many YouTube videos, and I don't really watch streams. So I don't know what people do. I don't know what works. I don't know what people enjoy. So we're going to test this, and you guys can let me know in the YouTube comments, right? That's going to be better. But yes, enough rambling about this is our setup for these live events, right? SMT at a key time. We have our manipulation, of course, on the leg that took it down. We can frame this as low of day. But I still was looking to short at the New York Open. Now, why is that? Very simple. I was looking at a London framework. So I'm looking at the range from 2 to 5 a.m. As you can see right here, this is 6 a.m. I have the high of that range, and I have the low of that range. And if we draw these, and don't worry, I'm gonna be making myself an indicator for this, and for my students, they know I told them definitely, because I am getting tired of having to draw it out. Now you can see that both of these sides showcased SMT, right? So the high was taken out right at 9:30 on ES, previously was already taken out, and of course we revisited that high at 9:30. So all that to say, there was SMTs on both sides. So for me, it was easier to frame shorts up till this level, and then we could frame continuations higher or continuations lower, depending on how we interact with this level. So pretty much if we close aggressively, I'm just going to continue the momentum until the next level, and then the next level, and trail my stop. This is how I manage these sorts of trades where I'm more unsure of final direction. Because to me here, we had to go lower right at the open. And what did we do? We pumped higher, went lower, just until that London low was hit on ES, which creates SMT on NASDAQ, and then price pushed higher. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did not see this one coming. I was in short. I went break even when ES took out this level, and I just got stopped out break even. So it's not a loss, but I'm down 25 bucks on the day because I paid commissions. So we'll regard this as a loss, right? Anything that isn't a win is a loss. But I mean, that's a little negative in that sense, right? We'll go down to 1 minute and look at it more clearly. We also had 10 a.m. news, which you can see from this red line right here, and 9:30 open is right at this level. The only time that I'll be looking to engage before a high impact news event is when there is a clear Judah swing with SMT at the open. Now, since I was looking to short to complete here, we'll leave it straight for now, this objective towards London low, well, there was no SMT on the highs. The only SMT there was, which was here, was invalidated right at that 940 mark, right? 930, 940 mark. So there was no SMT at the open. We had our Judah swing higher though. this is what I was framing. I was framing this as our Judah swing higher, of course, forgetting about this personally, but we'll look at into it, right? So no trading before news. We look at 10 right after that news. What do we have? A breaker block. It is that simple. We formed a breaker block by trading above this high right before the time of our news, and then our news expanded lower, creating this breaker block. Let's draw it correctly. And market structure shift. Messing around with the templates as always. But we had a very nice breaker block here. Now, how do I find my entry PD array? Always the same way, right? There is a very easy one here. You could have waited a few minutes and entered right on this level when we retrace into the fair value gap. But I always look horizontally. And I don't get a choice in the matter. I'll take the first entry that presents itself to me. So in this case, we had an inversion fair value gap that we had yet to invalidate at that time, which is 802 inverse fair value gap, these two blue lines you guys see right now. So pretty simple stuff. I just entered here. Well, breaker block was here. Then we had yet to invalidate it. We inversed the fair value gap, traded back into it almost on the next candle, but had to wait for the next candle here to go for that level. Where's your stop loss? Well, you have inversion fair value gap here. Then looking to the left, at that point in time, this is a fair value gap right here. Let me actually mark it out. It's going to be a little weird. It's going to get clocky, but you guys see it from this level to this level. This is a fair value gap. I'm entering on this candle. So this is one PD array, two PD array with my entry PD array, and then I have the inversion fair value gap right here. If this is my stop loss right here, where am I going to put it? Well, this is a fair value gap candle high. This is something we've showcased a few times. Nothing new here. And my target was London low. Now, after London low, we had relative equal lows right here at the low of day, right? You had a lot of levels you could target along the way, sweeping these into 2.5. We had midnight opening price between 2.5 standard deviations. We had a lot of high probability objectives that were meant to be met. But as soon as we took it out on ES, which to look at the exact candle on NASDAQ, it is the candle that formed the low specifically. This candle right here. Let me make this a little bigger. And right after that, we reversed. Now, am I going to take profit at 1R profit? No, that's the truth. So I'm not mad that I didn't take profits here. What do I always tell you guys? When it's not enough, return. But I still want to take the trade, I'll take the trade. But when it's time to take profit, which would be here because ES took out that level, so we now have SMT in this area, I go break even. And that's what happened. I just got slipped out just a tiny bit. Because I don't know if you guys were in front of your charts, but this is not supposed to happen. One 5-minute candle did what? 300 handles almost? 250 handles. So very aggressively, right after Trump posted his tweet, which led to me getting broken even in this very specific case. So a loss, right? Well, I mean, for most people, they like to consider break-evens as win. I like to see them as losses because I was in profit at some point, but this is what I'd call a good loss. I am still confident that this trade was a good trade. I executed perfectly. I put myself break even and managed to trade correctly. It just wasn't my time. So to me, that is a good loss. Did I miss an SMT for this trade, or there was none? Yes, there was SMT on the highs, specifically here. I did not say it, actually, so let me mark it out. Right, so once again, just before the news, what actually created our breaker on NASDAQ was our SMT on the highs to bring confirmation to this trade, right? Yeah, no worries. Do remind me, right, when I forget things like this. When I trade it during the day, it's like, for me, this is obvious. I traded it, so I'm like, okay, yeah. But I do sometimes forget to point out specific things. But as you could tell, I already knew it was there because I was looking at it live. We had beautiful SMT in this area. To me, that is a good loss. In my journal, that went on as a good loss, just not the best trading day for you. Now, we can talk about longing here, Okay, why? Because, oh, look, breaker block, unicorn. I'm going to enter right here and have my 3PD array stop loss here. But after this, like this was a surprise to me. Okay, I'm never expecting price to move so quick out of nowhere like this without news, whatever. But looking back at it with hindsight, well, you could frame that from this news, we had our Judah swing lower. And now we have our SMT at a key level, right? London low is an important level in price. And the fact that we have SMT here is a big indication that we can now go higher. Now, of course, we went higher. You would have had no entry. I'm just looking to see if there was an earlier entry. No, it would have been really here. For me, that's never a trade I want to be taking. Right? It's a trade I am very happy with not taking with a stop of 96 handles. Then you might say, oh, well, just allow it to go into that fair value gap. Yeah, that's 85 handles. Okay, what if you put it at the low of that fair value gap? That is still 50 handles. You know how rare this is for me? And here, this is a very large stop loss. These are the rarest of trades. And why? Because it was very volatile. Price moved a lot. So in this case, I never consider taking a long here with a random stop loss like this. And honestly, other than that, what happened during the rest of the day? Not much. We consolidated and then had a final push, which was like what? Well, still actually decent movement in the PM session, just not a movement that I am looking to trade, right? Because if we look at this, you're like, oh, well, look at this move higher. This is beautiful, right? Okay. Well, if you're trading prop firms, your day ends here, or on most ones, actually, your day will end here. From that, at 410, you have to close all positions. Once you hold trades past regular trading hours, then you're going to have overnight margins, right? There is a lot of different things to handle. So for me, as a rule, I just have basically that as a rule that at 4, I have to close all my positions no matter what. For my day trading, right? In my live account, I do have some different rules because I trade differently in there. But for my day trading that happens, and especially for my prop firm accounts, everything is closed at 4. And after a move so aggressively higher like this, I wouldn't be looking to short in the PM. And there was no lunch trade that could have caught my interest because right after 13:30 right here, we did go take out lunch highs here. But right after that, we had 2 p.m. When I trade a lunch trade, I want it to be before that 2 p.m. What makes the decision whether to trade prop or real money? Capital. You know, for me, trading props is I was a 19-year-old day trader starting off that was broke. So for me, props was just a way to leverage my capital. So I guess that's the best way I can really put it. And truth is in trading, you shouldn't be scared of letting it take its time, right? So for example, only trading live capital and letting build over time. But the truth is, for me to buy a prop firm account, instead of spending $4,500 on my dollars, and even if my risk management is good, guys, right? I'm still going to lose $4,500 on my money. Compared to if I do that, I pay $200 a month to buy myself a challenge, and I lose the $4,500, I lost $200. And I'm not telling you guys this to go on and gamble accounts because you can have leverage there. No, but I'm saying for a beginning trader who actually wants to test his abilities, and as he learns, wants to keep progressing, but still wants to be live in these markets, well, paying $200 for the ability to lose 4,500 is the best case scenario, in my personal opinion. And to be honest, I'm not ready to go ahead and place $1 million, $2 million in my own personal account. My personal account is small at the moment, and I'm not going to share figures with you guys, but it's not at these levels. And with prop firm capital, I can easily go and get 3-4 million in funded capital. Not for long, because you get banned extremely fast, but you can go get that still. The option is there. It would give people bad habits. It's not the prop firms. People like to blame prop firms and say, oh, well, this live trailing threshold is making me unprofitable. I hate it. For example, like things in Apex and stuff like that. As you said, as you just explained, what I was going to say, there are no excuses. It's all your fault. It's not the prop firm's fault. It's yours. Trade differently, trade live, trade something else. If you are the trader behind this, you have absolute control. And if you're not good with the drawdown rules, then just lower your risk. Oh, but I don't want it to take a month to pass the account. Well, too bad. Lose all your money. That's a better choice, right? But yes, for myself specifically, I just stopped after that break even. And after that, it'd be very hard to consider reversals. The only thing I could have maybe justified is this: we have our new week opening gap. We now reach the midpoint. And I could perhaps have looked at a reversal, 1050 to 1110, looking to trade lower. And we can clearly tell that would not have worked out for me. But that's the only loss I would have permitted myself. But when I saw this move higher, and I was completely like lost with the markets, right? Because this is a super justifiable move with hindsight, but I didn't see it today. And I don't think I tell you guys this enough, but I don't trade every single setup that I should be trading. I miss some, right? I was short here. I was stuck on my idea. I never saw this coming. I did make the good reaction to go break even, so that I'm happy for, but still, right? I should have expected this, even though there was no way for me personally to trade it. But looking forward, right, I just left my charts basically is what I was going to say. But you could have looked to frame reversals at that 1050 to 1110. Now, am I seeing SMT here? I don't see any SMT. There could be, well, I mean, it's a gap. So no, there's actually no SMT on the highs at this point in time. So could not even have justified a short there. Is there maybe some shorter term SMT? Not even. Yeah, so definitely could not have justified a short. And actually, right during that macro, we had SMT on the lows right here is what I noticed right now. So the only possible loss I could have had that day after I stopped trading pretty much would have been looking to short here, but there was no SMT on the highs. So would not have looked to short here, and then no good trading opportunities. I always stop trading 11:30 maximum in the morning session. And just looking at the PM session, as I said, the only clean move that happened right after the session. So nothing interesting there either. Pretty much a boring price action review for a very volatile day that actually did not have too much opportunity, at least in the New York session and when I trade. Right, of course, if you traded before news, you had some pretty nice shorts here. I did send a feeler in here. I was demo, right? So just I couldn't trade before news because following my rules, there was no clear Judah swing with SMT looking on the highs. So I just put a trade, a paper trade, sorry. What do you think of the stat map indicator? Josh Shoes, stat map indicator, for those who are wondering, statistical mapping indicator. I love it. It's clean. It does its job. The calculations are on point. I always, when I wanted to verify his calculations, I actually compared them to what's in the right statistics app. Yeah, I don't use it. I have access to it, but I don't use it. Why don't I use it? Because I have my own levels, and I don't want to bring any additional things that I don't need. That's the truth, right? I've always been straightforward with you guys. I have my own specific model. I like to keep things simple. And now when you look at my drawings, well, actually today's pretty clean, but usually we get pretty cluttered. But it's always the same exact system with the same exact rules, the same top-down analysis, the same understanding. So there is nothing that needs to be adjusted. I don't need to add average range levels. I use those in some of my trading bots. I use those sometimes in some specific analysis. Like today, I use the statistics to understand that my draw was new week opening gap, of course, but I wanted to see London low, which occurred on ES, but did not occur on NASDAQ. So technically, yes, due to SMT, it did take it, but we did not reach all the way there. So that was my draw for a move lower. Truth is, I don't need to add more things. I don't need an extra level that's going to take me that this is the average manipulation. I have these levels on my app if I want to access them, but I did want to say, if you want those on your chart, he has a great indicator. and I did verify his calculations with what is available in the Right Statistics app, and they are on point. They are precise, so nothing bad to say about it, actually. But the reason why I don't use it is because I don't want to be bringing in more things to my trading that I want to keep simple. Now, this doesn't mean I don't utilize the data, just not too much from a daily perspective and not from something I want on my chart. I like to use it for the week and the day, right? So I go into today's dashboard. Actually, I thought that was what Rusty sent in. Pretty nice statistics there. I'll keep that for the Discord chat people. But I use it today's dashboard. So you can get your weekly, your daily, and your session setups. Variables, pretty much. Metrics is the word I was looking for. Average range levels. And I like to plot them on my chart. But as I said, love Joshu. Great tool. Expertly made. So nothing wrong to say about that. Before we close this off for the day, do you guys have any questions at all? Right? As I said, pretty boring day for me. Not much. You're maybe more interested in the guy that sold that longed right here. Go ask Trader Chris. He did great today. He got a very precise long down here. Expertly traded. What happens if you hold a trade past close? Well, it depends. Right? It depends on your broker. It depends on what you're using. On props specifically, they seem to, well, all the ones I use have an end of day rule where you have to close your trade at the end of the day. Do you trade NFP news time or just wait it out? What do you mean by this? Because like NFP, you mean this Friday at 8:30. Do I start trading at 8:30 or do I start trading at 9:30? Is that your question? Wait until after 8:30. Yes, that is what I do. Because I only trade the New York session. That's just what I want to be trading, where my edge is best. So if I have to focus on one time, that's where I'm going to be at. So I wait until 9:30, actually, even. So I wait until the equities open for NFP. How long you should hold a trade? That's not something I can answer. My trades are variable. I was talking about that with a student this weekend. Some trades will take 6 minutes to get to your take profit, to your partial, and then some trades will take an hour. I can't define that. I trade the daily expansion. My goal is to be on side with this move. See, today I was wrong. Led to a break even. Would have probably led to a loss somewhere in here or no trade. So this is not the best day for me to be showcasing it. But I'm trying to catch the full daily move. So on trending days, my trades last 6 hours, 5 hours. And on days that aren't trending, well, I get out of 50% of my position and 30-40 minutes and then let the rest run if it does. Are all your standard deviations drawn from the 1 minute? Yes. Yeah. And sometimes I'll use the big range on the 1 minute. So for example, if I was trying to showcase these standard deviations, these are 5 minute standard deviations for sure, right? But I still draw them on a 1 minute, yet I understand what my 5 minute range looks like. Just something I've gotten used to doing. Pretty much. So perhaps I use different time frame standard deviations, just all based on the 1 minute. Hair looks great, by the way. Thank you. I got a haircut just before, well, right after our first call with the camera. So little change. We got to get cleaned up, right? All right. Well, sorry guys. As I said, a little all over the place today. Definitely feeling more tired these past few weeks. So I don't know if you've seen less activity from me, a little bit, not so much going on. So I do want to apologize for that. I guess putting pressure for a community. But see, that's the thing. I'm not charging you guys anything. So I'm not really putting myself too much pressure. But I enjoy you guys being here. I want to keep showing up for you all. So just your support, how you guys keep showing up is the reason why I come back. So really appreciate that. And I wish you all a great day. And we'll see each other tomorrow night. Good luck trading tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.